All right, so welcome Aquarius, welcome to Spiritual Tarot. My name is Jenny, and I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful that you joined me. And if you were guided to this message because it's going to be all about a message from Spirit and the universe. It could be guidance, it could be just acknowledgement, confirmation, whatever it wants to bring out, that's what we're going to listen to. And again, this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is a timeless message. So whenever you find it, whether it's today when I'm doing this video, July 25th, 2022, or December 14th, or next year, whatever it is, you're being guided to it. The universe and spirit work in mysterious ways. So take what resonates, and really open your mind to receive the messages. So we are first going to say thank you, Spirit and the universe, for your guidance, your wisdom, your strength, your support, for getting us through this journey, to get us to our higher selves and get our abundance, peace, happiness, all those things. So with that being said, what I'm going to do today is get 3 chakra cards just to see where you might have an imbalance, where you might need to clear up some stagnant energy, where you could benefit from the work on these chakras. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there on all the chakras. They even have them while you sleep. So if you're saying like, I don't have time to, I can't, you can do it. You can do anything your mind is set to do. So if you feel like any resistance, that's because your mind is blocking that. And you are an air sign, but you are very universal. You're very open, so that's what Aquarius is known as. And we are in the Aquarius era, and it's that openness. 2022 is supposed to be a very beneficial year if you allow it to be, if you don't fight against it or resist it, right? So let's go ahead and get into that, and then we're going to clarify with a few tarots. I have the Osha Zen Tarot, the Wild Unknown Tarot, and the Light Seers Tarot. Then we're going to get a Divine Feather card, and then we're going to cap it off. I can't remember the name of this deck, but with just a final message. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So, Universe Spirit, please bring in the much needed message or guidance that the sign of Aquarius needs at this time. And realize sometimes the messages we receive, we need. It's not always what we want to hear, but we, again, have to have that open-mindedness. If we want change, we have to be the change, right? So let's go ahead and get into that message. Sometimes that's the hardest part. We are our own worst enemy. We think we know best. And if we're like struggling or anxiety-ridden or fearful or wondering why our life is kind of crappy, it's because we are blocking that. So let's go ahead and get into this message for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay, let's see. So we have dissipating with the solar plexus. So for some of you, I'm getting like dissipating, that anxiety, that worry, that fear, there's blocks or dissipating. Others, I feel like you are kind of dissipate. I don't even know if this makes sense, but dissipating yourself, like taking yourself out of the equation and maybe not enjoying life the best you can. But there's some kind of dissipating here that might be dissipating your happiness, your joy. But I really feel like a lot of that you're removing. That's what's dissipating. A lot of yellow happiness here in this card. Yellow also some ways can be known as that cowardly energy. I like the color. Mostly it's happy though. I see it as happy. Even citrus like lemons and stuff smell so good. They're fresh, But some places it's known as that cowardly. And so if I'm kind of getting like, not that you're a coward, but like maybe your fears had blocked you for a while, but that's dissipating. Then we have trickery. So this could be dissipating too. There's some kind of trickster energy that's surrounded you or has betrayed you or hurt you. It's hurt your heart, maybe made you close off a little bit. Somebody that you trusted or you were loyal or faithful to, you had their back, but you found out that they didn't have yours. There was some kind of trickery. It could have been a person or situation. But that is dissipating. Spirit is saying this is dissipating, but it's like what's in your mind, how you're perceiving it. So let's see what else. See, Spirit brings up, and the universe brings up whatever is needed. So somebody out there needs to hear this message. Perseverance, yeah. Because you've persevered. You know, you've come to know your worth. I really feel like some of you, something betrayed or hurt you, and it was painful. You know, you've struggled for a while. You even isolated yourself, dissipated into your own environment and not socialized, didn't trust people, closed off your heart. But with perseverance, you come to realize the lesson and realize your worth and know that you are protected from that energy. You know, some things are painful, but sometimes rejection is protection. So I really feel like you're coming to that conclusion now. On the bottom, we have impartiality. Yeah. See, and that's that crown chakra. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get an Osho Zen. We're going to start with this dissipating energy and clarify that. Okay. So what's up with this dissipating for Aquarius? What exactly is dissipating? What's going on? So again, like if you want to, you know, do that extra work or do that, you know, work or inner healing, you could work on your solar plexus chakra, your heart chakra, and your sacral chakra. And then I'll go to a Reiki healer and get that done. You know, but like if you don't have the money or whatever, I know times are tight. There's a lot of free ones on YouTube. Okay, so. Isolation. Yeah, see? I told you, there's some kind of energy where you just kind of cut yourself off. Did your own thing. Sometimes that's good when we're healing, but it gets to a point sometimes where we don't want to, you know, we're too fearful or we don't want to deal with people. And, you know, we are all social creatures, especially you, Aquarius. I mean, I have a son that's an Aquarius. He's very social, but he does like his free time. So he has that balance. But, you know, this is isolation. This is the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is all about heartache and pain. Somebody has like stabbed you in the heart with something, you know, and it could have caused you to go into this isolation, even like dissipating. It could have even made you feel less worthy for a while. But I really do feel like it's coming to this conclusion where you've healed. You've realized that maybe you've seen something that this person is, or you've seen what kind of person they are, or the situation was, and it wasn't good. And you're realizing, you know what? I deserve better than that. You know, I know what my worth is. I was a good person to this person. Not that you don't have mistakes. All of us do. I mean, it takes two, right? But you're seeing like this betrayal. You didn't deserve that, right? Okay. Three of Swords. Painful card. Yeah, and look, now you have this Courage card. Courage. So the Courage is, what is the Courage? Let me take a look at my book here because this is a major arcana. Oh, it's the Strength. I should have known. So yeah, see, having that strength and regrowing out of a difficult, hard situation. You know, aren't you always amazed when we see those little plants growing through this God for awful little crack? You're like, how did it even survive to get through that? But it did, because it had that perseverance, that courage, you know, to keep going. And that's what I feel like you're doing. All right. So let's go ahead and get a... Yeah, I love this Osho Zen deck, but I have to remind myself sometimes what these cards are because they're, you know, like isolation is Three of Swords, right? Courage is strength. I should have known that one, but yeah. But like all the colors, like this little 3 gray is the air signs, or the swords, air signs. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a little more clarity on this dissipation and dissipating and isolation for you. All decks are like different. Some of them are straightforward, some are not, you know. But basically you get the bottom line of what each card means, you know. But they do have different add-ins to them for different circumstances. You have to look at the other cards with them, all that. So let's go ahead and see what else has come up. Okay, so we have the Hierophant. Yeah, see, I really feel like through this isolation, like that hermit energy, when you backed off, you got hurt. You backed off. It's painful, right? We don't want to deal. We have to grieve. We have to process everything, get through that emotional turmoil. But then we get to a point where it's like, you know, I can't keep letting this keep me down. Sometimes some of us go crazy and start badgering the person, calling, going crazy. We don't want to be that. You know, we need to keep our emotions under control and realize, like, you know what? I'm better than that, right? So, of course, we start looking to our higher power to get us through. You know, we have to have that hope and that faith. Like, you know, why did this? First, sometimes we can turn away from it and say, you know, Spirit or God like dissed me. I know, like when my son died, I thought that. I'm like, how could you betray me like this, you know? And then I was like, you know what? It isn't that. It isn't about like, I'm going to get you back. You know what I mean? It is kind of what it is. But this Hierophant is that spirituality, tapping into your higher self, knowing your worth, knowing who you are, what you deserve, right? Your worth. So really you went into this spirituality. You might have like studied some kind of spirituality. You might have been watching tarot card readers. You could have been watching motivational, going to church, whatever it is, healing, right? So now with this energy, you're starting to feel like, I deserve better. And actually, this was a blessing disguised. I dodged a bullet, right? So I really feel that energy now that you're coming out of that. Yeah, see, Four of Swords. So, you know, you took the time to rest, rejuvenate, get yourself back, you know. All right, so let's go ahead and get the Light Seers Tarot and clarify a little more. And look at that again. Rest, rejuvenate. Yeah, that's what it takes, like healing. Taking that time to get ourselves back together, to figure out who we are, you know, why this happened, things like that. You know, because this isolation, although it can get to a point where it's not good, it's always good in the beginning, because these people, I'm sure you know them, they go from one relationship to another relationship. They jump. There's no time for healing. You're just taking that crap and that baggage and those issues with you into the next one. So then they're like, why didn't this work out? I wonder why. You know what I'm saying? And you're attracting that like energy. You know, your worth isn't dependent on if you're in a relationship. I remember like people I would work with be like, we got to fix you up. Like, why? You know, I mean, if it happens, if I wouldn't, not against, like if I run into the right person, but I want it to be the right person. I don't want to go through all that drama, all that chaos, all that baggage, that confusion. I want somebody to be healed and want the same things that I do, that is aligned with me, right? So they always almost make it feel like you are not worthy unless you're in a relationship, especially women. So that's not a good place to be, you know? Your worth is not based on if you're in a relationship, you know? It's how strong you are in here. You know, it's not based on how you look, who you're with, all that. Okay? So let's go ahead, little spiel there. Oh yeah, now we have the Chariot. This could be a Cancer in your life or in your chart. This is having that willpower and that balance to move forward in alignment. Because, you know, these guys, this horse and this black, this is also yin and yang, the balance. But in the darkness and the light as well. We have to go through those shadows to get to the light, right? You know, a lot of people want to suppress those shadows down and just move on, like hop to the next relationship. But that's not going to solve that issue. It's going to come back up. It's going to be triggered again. It's going to resurface. It's time to get that balance. So if these horses are in alignment, they can move forward towards their abundance, to their happiness, balanced and aligned, okay? But if they're like, one's going away over here and one's going over here, there's always going to be chaos. And even this cart could tip over. Tower moments, things like that, triggers. You got to clear that up. So this is the Chariot, that willpower, that determination to move forward successfully and aligned, okay? So I love that you got that. So it looks like that's where you're getting to. And the Knight of Wands, yeah. Going towards what your creative possibilities are, going towards your authenticity, to your spirituality, going towards your passions, right? What's more aligned to who you are. All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get a Divine Feather card to wrap this up. So it looks like you're, you know, you took the time out to isolate. Just like make sure that you aren't still trying to isolate yourself, you know, staying cut off. Because that can get addictive too. And like I said, you start building this fear up, like, I don't want to face people. But I do see with the dissipating card, it is dissipating. Your healing is coming to a close. The cycle's closing. You know in your worth. You're going with the flow. You're balanced. You're aligned. And you're tapping more into who you really are. What you're worth. Your creativity. What you're passionate about. So it looks like you might be, you know, going out and maybe looking for taking a class or joining some group that you're passionate about, or something like that, or taking classes, whatever it is, or even people or a job, whatever it is. Let's see what else. You know, you're not going to let this relationship or situation define you anymore or hold you back. So let's see what this divine feather guidance is. So we have the nuthatch. Stay grounded and welcome the new knowledge and perspective coming to you. Yeah, again, you know, remaining grounded, remaining balanced. So if you feel yourself getting triggered or things creeping back in, you know, you might want to work on, you know, going out in nature, grounding yourself, doing meditation, working on your root chakra, whatever it is that grounds you, okay? Because you are having a new perspectives and knowledge coming in. And I think you have with this healing. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get into this trickery. So this might be the root of that, why you went into isolation. Okay, so let's see what this is about, this trickery. You know, we all get fooled and tricked. It doesn't make us less of a person. It says more about the other person. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I saw a shadow on there. It's the wall. It almost looks like a shadow. That is so weird. That was kind of freaky. Okay. See, Spirit is here with us. All right, so let's see what else is coming up. Okay, well, that one wanted to come out. Let's see what this is. Oh, the Rebel. That reminds me of you. Aquarius are kind of rebels. They do their own thing. They're unique. Okay, so the Rebel is actually the Emperor. So standing in your power. Hey, I knew that one. That's good. I didn't have to look that up. So the purple is the major arcana. So the Rebel is this could be an Aries energy too, if you have that in your chart, or if you have an Aries in your life. It could have been an Aries that tricked you. Unfortunately, I'm an Aries, but we're not all the same. But anyway, there's some kind of Emperor energy here. So I really feel like you've gained your power back. You're standing in your power again. It did knock you off course a little bit with this trickery, but you've regained that. You've been empowered again. Okay. And then at the bottom, we have traveling. Yeah, see, you moved away from that and took your power back. You're not going to let this trickery or this low vibrational ass person keep you down, right? Yes, it knocked you off course a little bit, but you're back up there. Okay, you're that rebel. All right. Let's go ahead and get some Wild Unknown Tarot. Go a little deeper with this trickery and rebel. Also, for some of you, this could have been a person that doesn't give a shit about laws, people's feelings, you know. And I'm not saying it just has to be an Aries. It could be anybody, you know. It's good to be a certain kind of rebel, but there's extreme rebels. You know what I mean? So it could have been that too. You know, like those rebel without a cause kind of stuff. They have no rhyme or reason. They're just mean sometimes, right? So they don't give a crap about anybody's feelings if they're stepping on toes. All right, so let's see. But that's more trickster. That's more trickster than rebel. Rebel, I kind of see as like, but like I said, it can go to extremes. It's more like they do their own thing. You know, they don't care what people think. They do their own thing. But the good rebels are the ones that are still compassionate and don't hurt people. They live by that golden rule. So let's see what else is coming up. I think people get that mixed up. You know, that's why I think a lot of people now are just downright mean. They say whatever. They don't think about the consequences. So now we have, that's a pretty card. It's got like roses on it. Beautiful. So what is this? This is, oh, okay, I had to see the little pentacles in the roses. So this is actually the Four of Pentacles. So see, there needs to be that balance, which I think you're gaining. But this can be a closed off energy. The Four of Pentacles can be giving and receiving, but sometimes it's like, it's mine. I'm not going to let it go. So I kind of feel like this is with your heart. I think you went like after someone tricked you. And, you know, you are that rebel. You kind of got to that mode where like, to the extreme in a way. Like, I'm not going to put up with this. This is mine. Leave me alone. Kind of like energy. Which in some ways it's good. So we can do that healing. But it can go to the extreme, like I said. So this is being aware if you are triggered, or if you have been kind of cruel in a way to other people that might not even have anything to do with this situation. But I think more so like for yourself. You know, it's closing yourself up off because somebody did something wrong, tricked you, and then you closed yourself off, but then in the long run, you missed out. You hurt yourself, kind of. You know what I mean? You kind of allowed this person to get deep inside of you instead of like realizing, like, you know, that's their issue. It's nothing personal with me. But I think you have come out of that. I hope that makes sense. So now we have the Four of Wands. So Four of Wands, see, gaining that stability again, celebrating that, you know what, I'm glad this, in a way, I'm glad this happened because I didn't get down the road and invest so much time in it. I found out ahead of time. Now I'm stable and secure without this situation or person in my life. All right. I love this because I feel like we all went through this at some point in our life. And probably will again, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that when people raise their vibrations, they won't attract that crap in as much. You know what I mean? Because like I said, if we just hop around and don't do the healing and realize our worth and face our fears, then we're just going to keep getting the same thing. That's why we have to change with ourselves instead of expecting the world or people to change around us, right? All right, so let's see what else. Yeah, see, and now you can look out on the horizon and attract new good things that are aligned with you, that know your worth, that benefit you, that bring out their best qualities, things like that. So this is looking out for the future and having hope and faith in it. And then on the bottom, again, you have that rest and recovery. So I really feel like you've already went through this. And also it is definitely important to keep doing self-care. I was doing self-care videos on Sundays. It's very important. You know, a lot of times us as individuals, we throw ourselves into our work. We had to pay the bills. We got to take care of the kids. You know, our friend calls and is heartbroken, so we got to deal with them. That's all good and fine, but you have to have balance and take care of you. You know, it's like, again, I've said this before. It's like on the plane, the oxygen thing. There's a reason they tell you to take the oxygen to yourself first before you help other people. Because you're no good to anyone if you are depleted, stressed out, overtired, burdened, whatever. You have to take care of you. So make sure you're doing that, okay? And then it just makes you confused, anxious, stressed when you're overtired, overworked, all that. You have to take care of you, whatever that is, whether it's painting, if it's going to the spa, if it's sleeping in, if it's reading a book, if it's just, you know, binge watching documentaries, whatever it is, you know, make sure you take care of you. All right. Salt baths, that's a good one. All right, so let's go ahead and get this feather card for this pile. Of course, you know, don't get in that mode where you're isolating and just doing you all the time. I mean, you got to put yourself back out there, right? Because you're not going to get to your dreams if you're like hermit mode forever. Right? So you're not going to experience life, I guess I should say, because some of us work from home. I don't, but you know, some of you work from home now, so it's very easy probably for you. So now you have the woodpecker. Use your discernment and fortitude to achieve your goals and find a new rhythm. Yeah. Well, you have your own rhythm anyway, but there might be a different rhythm you need to get on. And then you have the crow. Universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use this energy to create reality. Yeah. So I really feel like a lot of you have a new reality now. And it's because of this chapter closing, some pain or hurt that you had to go through. So, but I think it's a good one. I think it's a step up for you, Aquarius. So let's go ahead and get this last card, which is perseverance. So you've persevered, you've got through things. So let's see what's going on now. You're taking one step forward at a time. Let's see, your perseverance. And I love that that has kind of a butterfly on it. So it's like transformation as well. See that giant orange butterfly? The creator, nice. So this creator is the King of Wands. See, being passionate, creating what you want, creating the life you want. You know, look how zen he looks. He's got that light, shining your light bright for the world to see, not hiding it, not holding back, but being chill and just kind of going with the flow, being at peace. And then at the bottom, you have possibilities. This is the Two of Wands. See, and now you have all these choices, opportunities, possibilities coming into you. You know, look at that beautiful mountain and that sunset going towards your sun. you know, soaring high, observing from above, you know, not dwindling down in this pettiness anymore, you know, soaring high. All right. So, you know, there could be some choices, a crossroads you're at right now. And I really feel like you are going towards what your path of your higher self. I do see that. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the Wild Unknown Tarot brings forth. With this perseverance and creator. So I really feel like this perseverance is creating the life you want. You're empowered now. You're going towards what makes you, what lights your spark, what you're creative and passionate about. Again, rest and recovery. 4 swords, see? You're being reminded, you know, don't go full force now, because sometimes when we have that, we're like, oh, I'm just going to go and leave that behind me. You have to take time to stop and smell the roses, enjoy little things of life, enjoy the moment, rest, rejuvenate, you know, get your strength back up. If you need to take naps, take a damn nap, you know, it's no big deal. So I've never been a big nap person. When I am tired during the day, I'm exhausted, and it seems to be more lately, I guess because I'm getting older and work in a fast-paced environment. But it's something you need to remind. Self-care. Spirit is reminding you. You're doing great. You're on the right path. You know your worth now. Just make sure you do self-care. Okay? All right. And then on the bottom, we have the Tower. Yeah. Because this was something shocking to your system. It was a big dramatic change. You know? It's not saying it's for the worst. It was something that actually is a catalyst for you to get into this life you want, to know your worth. To align yourself to people that in situations that are more serving of your higher self, you know? So, not beat you down and make you feel low and hurt you. So, but you do have to take time to, you know, rest, recover, keep persevering, go towards your passions, all that. But, you know, make that time, okay? And I really feel like though with that Tower, it's saying that, you know, this needed to happen because you were stuck in a situation that wasn't good for you, that wasn't serving you. Might have been taking you down the wrong path, keeping you stuck. You know, sometimes if we don't realize that, that's what comes in a Tower moment, right? So let's go ahead and see what else is coming up with these lights here, Tarot. The Hermit, yep, see? I really feel like you gained a lot of wisdom and got to know yourself really well and healed some of those wounds that you had that you might have been carrying from childhood. Now you're tapping into your intuition, facing those fears. You might not know everything, but you're feeling a little more secure about it, okay? And then on the bottom, yeah, see we have that 3 of Swords, but you notice how I picked it up upside down, reversed. It's like falling away, that hurt and pain. Although it's still there, you see it in a new way, and it's falling away. You're healing, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get the Flying Feather card. We have the Flicker. New rhythms are coming into your life now. You're encouraged to trust and adapt. Yeah. So see, things are changing. It's saying go with the flow. You know, trust the universe. Go with the flow. Trust your intuition. You did have that moon. Did you have the moon card earlier? I thought you did. Did you have the moon? No. Okay. I guess I was thinking at first this was the moon. Yeah. So it's time to trust the universe. Trust your path. You know, everything happens for a reason. You know, and then you have the Canary. Step forward now and sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. Yeah, being who you really are now. You know, taking your power back with that Emperor energy. All right, so we are going to close this reading with one of these cards. And like I said, I don't know if I did in this reading, but I forgot what these are called. But it's just like a last final message, kind of. Let's see what it says. They're so big and awkward here. Awkward. Let's say. What a mess. Okay. I cannot do that. Let's just go ahead and do it. Ooh, we have synchronicities, though. Allow the magic to unfold as synchronistic events lead you to a new direction. So you might be having a lot of synchronistic things coming up, feathers, coins, time, like on the clock, whatever. There's messages in that, so be aware. Limiting beliefs. This situation calls for reprogramming your belief system. Yeah, so I think you're on the final stages of that. I really do feel like your belief system has changed. But if there's anything that's triggered, I really feel like if there's anything that comes up that triggers you, and we can be triggered by things that happen, different people, what they say, even smells that remind us of a certain situation. Be aware of that and stop it in its track. There's some kind of I think it's Mel, what is that lady's name? She has this 5-second rule. So as soon as you feel that, you know how you feel cringe kind of, step back, count to 5, and think it through. Like, you know, I don't want to go down this path anymore. I learned that lesson. It's only words, or it's only a smell, you know? And don't let it start making you feel like you're not worthy, or you deserve something, or you're not good enough, or the fear, okay? It's easier said than done. It's going to take work, but that's what your message is, okay? And Spirits tell me to look at the bottom. Judgment. You are being asked to let go of all judgments and forgive those who judge you. Yes. So if you're judging yourself, if you're judging this person, if you're feeling like you're being judged, it's time to let that fall away. Because again, that's a limiting belief. All right? So that is your message, Aquarius. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a beautiful rest of your day and take care. Bye.